Hey guys, welcome back to Tennessee Urban Garden. Today we're going to harvest garlic, and I'm going to show you what to look for on your garlic and indicators showing when it's done. Now I'm harvesting mine at the end of May. We've had really hot weather. We're going to have a stretch of a whole week in the 90s. My garlic is done. I planted it a little early last year in the fall, but I'm going to show you what to look for. Okay, here's one of my garlic beds. I have another over there I'm gonna harvest also. When you're harvesting garlic, what you wanna look for is at the bottom, right here, it has, oops, I just ripped it off, but there was a set of leaves and another set of leaves that are brown. And they're starting to get brown on the top. That's how you know when your garlic is ready to harvest. Now, I cut off my water to my garlic. I haven't watered it in about 4 days because if you water it before you harvest it, it's going to have a bunch of dirt still stuck to it. And we don't want that. Sorry for the noise, guys. The brood egg cicadas are very loud right now. So if you're hearing that in the background, that's what it is. But all of these are ready to be harvested. You can see they have at least 2 each on their stalks. Some of them have 3 going up. You don't want to let it go past the 2 leaves being brown because then your garlic bulb will be, this is the paper. This correlates with the paper around your garlic in the ground that it's starting to dry out. So you don't want to let it go past 2. Some of these have 3, but I'm going to pull them all out today. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, what we're going to do, I'm going to take my trowel, my little shovel, as I like to call it, and I'm going to, don't go right at the base of your garlic, go back some because you're going to try to get under the bulb to pop it out. You don't want to stab your garlic. So I'm going to go under and barely just start working this soil because I have a bunch in here. All right, so here's one of my garlics. Let me come a little closer. Right here, here's the garlic. It looks pretty good still. Doesn't look like it's cracked anywhere because sometimes if you wait too long, the bulbs will start to separate where the paper erodes away, and you want the paper, the little papery skins that you have on it when they're dry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna harvest all these. I'm going to lay them flat. I have a pallet that I'm going to lay them on. Lay them flat like this in single layer. And then I'm going to let this cure. They're going to cure. They're going to stay outside because we're going to have really hot, dry weather. No rain or precipitation. And I'm going to let them sit out for a couple days, and then I'm going to put them in my garage. Now I'm going to have a fan going in there, and it's pretty cool. It stays pretty cool in there, and it's going to have good circulation. You want to have this cure somewhere where it's dry, but not too dry. You need a little bit of humidity and then no moisture. So you're just going to lay them out like this. I'm going to put them in a row, and I'll show you once I get done with this whole bed and probably the other one also to what it's going to look like. But here's one of them. I don't remember which one this is. I'll have to look up what I planted right here. But this is one of my garlics. Alright guys, here's my garlic. I pulled out 195 5 bulbs out of the ground the other day. It's 2 days later. The garlic looks great. Now I'm going to let this sit here. I'm actually going to take it inside, but I'm going to let it dry and cure inside. I'm going to braid all of these because I don't have enough room on the pallet. And I'm going to put it in my garage with a fan to start letting it cure. Now, when you plant garlic in the fall, garlic needs the cold weather to grow its root system. And you can see on some of these, the root system is just massive. So during the fall and winter is when your actual root system of your garlic forms. You want a good, healthy root system. And then in the spring is when your garlic starts to bulb out. It helps it bulb out later in the spring. Now I'm going to cure this, and I'm going to show you some of these were in the ground too long. This one, see, it started a huge head and then one broke off and it started to grow. You can see the paper right here. It was too dry. Now I can still use these. I'm going to cure them, but I'm going to use these first, and then I'll start using all of my smaller bulbs. And then I'm going to take my biggest, I'm going to go through these once they cure. The biggest and best bulbs is what I'm going to save for planting this fall. Now they have a little bit of dirt on them, but I'm not worried about that, because once they're done curing, I'm going to cut the stem off, and I'm going to cut the roots off. Now right now I'm leaving it on because the stem and the roots are going to send all its energy back into the bulb during the 2 weeks curing process, and then I'll cut it off to store it. And I mean, I got some massive heads. I think the biggest one I have is this one. It's like the size of my palm. It's huge. But it's my garlic that I'm going to also, remember, use for my fall planting. Alright guys, that's the end for the garlic, but just remember that the garlic, when you plant it in the fall, you fertilize it when you plant it. You can put hay over it, the top of it, to help control weeds. And you let it sit all winter, and then this spring you fertilize it twice. I fertilized mine twice, and then you wait until it's ready. And how to tell it's ready is if 2 leaves, remember the 2 leaves going up the stalk, are dry, and the tips of the garlic at the top are starting to brown. But I hope this video was informational for you guys, and turn up the volume. I'm going to put a video at the end of this of the cicadas and the noise that they've been making. You can obviously hear them for the past week. But see you next time, guys. Bye.